Hey, good afternoon. It's Old Dude here from Houston, Texas. Nice sunny, hot day in Houston, Texas here for the middle of September. I was getting ready to pressure wash this old Jeep off, do some more work on it, and ran into a problem with my pressure washer. So I was going to kind of share that with you and kind of think I found something I can't fix, but we're going to find out. So, okay, here's what's happening. Came out here, hooked up the pressure washer, fired it up. Get it using and water's leaking out. I think the seal's gone here. Something's happened to the pump. This is the motor. It's a nice little Honda air-cooled motor, but this pump definitely has an issue. You see all the water leaking out. There's a seal on this end and probably this end, and I got a stinking suspicion that the shaft broke or something inside that pump. So we're gonna take it apart and see if we can't fix it and salvage this unit. Okay, well, I got the pressure washer in here on the bench out of the sun, and it looks like number 6 millimeter. I'm gonna break these. There's 4 bolts right here. I'll break them loose, and we'll get that pump. I'm assuming it's just gonna slide off there with a keyway inside there that doesn't let it slip. But anyway, I think you take those loose, that thing ought to come right back off. Come off, maybe pry a little bit there. I'm gonna get that off. We'll take a look at what that looks like on the inside once I get it off. Okay. Okay, I've got the 4 bolts loose. This one right here is the only one that's a real problem, and that's just because of the angle. Had to do the Allen wrench just like a half a turn every time, but then it comes out finger tight. We're gonna pull this dude off. It's just gonna slide off that shaft. There it goes. Okay, no problem there. There's the keyway that goes right there. Okay. Yeah, it's just a keyway, just a shaft to come off the motor. The motor runs fine. This was the water pump we pulled off. Now the water pump is sitting over here. Let's take a look at it, see what we got. Yeah, here's the key. This is supposed to turn. And this end pumps, so this is just the vein, so we'll see what that looks like. I'm gonna take, water. Looks like, again, these 2 are gonna be easy. This one in here, not so much. Probably take these off. This is probably the valve end. The valve body is here. This is just a cap for basically the shaft, the pump in. These are the valves, I'm guessing. But to get that one out, I don't think I can get that one out, but I'll try to get it out without. If I can get that out. Okay, anyway. 6 millimeter there. So they're all 6 millimeter. That's good. Metric. Yay. All right, so here's the deal. I got these 2 out, one in here and one here. And then I got this one loose and ran it up. These little, I can't remember what these are called, Zeus, but they have that cutout on that hex key, and that makes it easy because you can get in there at an angle. And then I had to tap it with a hammer, just tap it here and here and break this loose. And then I was able to run that back off. But it's just about ready to come out now. Let's see what it does. I say that, it's not out yet. Still got to come out a little further. Just pick it up and unscrew it. I don't think it's the bolt. What's going on here? Oh, there it is. There we go. Yeah, there's a problem. There's the problem right there. So I got this off, and obviously something has happened here to these 2. I don't even know, but you can see that there's a washer that used to be on top of that. It's now stuck down in there. Oh yeah, I'd say it ran out of oil. Oh yeah, that's probably it right there. That just fell out of the other end. That was in there. So yeah. Okay, the shaft didn't break, so this thing spins and wobbles these things that are on springs, it wobbles them, and they're the valves. Like I said, in this end is valve system and seals, but obviously something's wrong there too. But yeah, you can see that that's broken down in there. This thing is, I don't even know what that is. It's stuck, but it's broken, busted the springs. So I'm gonna order me a new pump, because this one's toast, but that motor still runs just fine. That little Honda motor is still kicking along. Well, curious guy that I am, I went ahead and took this off. This is the valve body. This is the valve body I was talking about. This seal right here is what was leaking out this end. Obviously the other seal was leaking out the other end, but you can see this did have a catastrophic failure. This is busted, which tore all that up and got that the washer that was on the end of, which one? This one, I guess, somehow off. But yeah, both of these are busted right here. So anyway, like I said, I'm just curious as to why, but that's what happened. Well, good news. I called around. I got online and looked first, and I found them online. They could be here in a few days. But I called around the local hardware shop, and the guy actually had one sitting back there that he sold me at a discount. So I just ran into town and picked up this pump, and it's an exact match for what I need. So if you're curious, there's the specs. It's a Highmore. I don't know what my old one was, but it's there's the part number somewhere. Anyway, the key thing is the 2 5/8 distance between these bolts. 7/8 inch shaft, that's what's important, and it's the exact same, there it is, model that I had, so that's going to work out fine. So I'm going to get this already checked. It comes with a key, it comes with a new siphon hose for detergents, it comes with new bolts and a quick disconnect, but I'm just going back with this because I just screwed I don't have a quick disconnect on my garden hoses or my house hoses. I just need to make sure everything should line up, make sure the key fits the keyway, make sure the 7/8 is right. I tested it before I bought it, but just make sure it all fits, and then we're going to bolt it back up. Oh, and I got to fill it up with oil because it does not have any oil. It's got a little sight glass that the other one didn't have. I don't know if that would have helped or not, but got to check that oil every now and then. Well, there it is. Just lined up the keyway, put a little anti-seize on the shaft, slid it on there, put the 4 bolts in, tighten them back up. The original bolts, I didn't use the new bolts. I just went ahead and used what they had. They worked fine. They told me it didn't have oil in it, but it clearly does. Looking in that little window, there's oil in there. And the manual says there's oil in it. So anyway, something to check. I was ready if it didn't. One of the other interesting thing to note is this little yellow cap. The manual for this pump says to remove it from that vent cap. But what I found interesting is on the original pump, the yellow plug's still there. Now, it's been years, 12, 14 years since I purchased this thing. And I guess I ran it with that plug in there all 14 years. Anyway, I guess we're gonna go test it now, see if it works. It does say to not start it up without water running into the pump. So we'll hook it up, fire it up, and see if it all works. And that is all it took to get this thing back up and running. It's just a new pump. Simple and sweet. A couple of things I do want to point out that the manual talks about that I thought were interesting is that this is a 2 5/8 inch or it'll fit a 2 9/16 inch bolt pattern. And it's a 7/8 inch diameter shaft, no longer than 1.5 inches. So just a couple of technical points if you're looking. That's what the key things to take away here. This thing bolted right up to mine without any problem. So I hope this helps you. I appreciate you watching the video. Like and subscribe to the channel. And drop a comment down below if you have any questions about the project, this project, or any of the projects. Just drop me a comment. I'd like to hear from you. Thanks.